In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Welcome to the Golden Legacy.
After hearing reports that conditions in Makkah had improved, but as they approached Makkah, they would soon discover that the persecution had not truly ended.
Believing that the persecution in Makkah had eased, some of the believers began their journey home. They left Abyssinia with hope in their hearts, unaware of what awaited them. Across the Red Sea, the journey continued toward Arabia. With every mile, Makkah drew closer, and with it, the believers' hope of returning home. After crossing the sea and the long desert road, the travelers finally reached the mountains of the Hijaz. Makkah was now close.
But before entering the city, troubling news reached them. The persecution they had heard was over, had not truly ended.
The hope that had brought them home was suddenly shaken. They now faced a difficult choice: enter Makkah under protection or turn back toward Abyssinia. Now they had to choose their next step carefully, entering Makkah without protection to persecution. But there was another possibility: seeking the protection of a powerful ally. Among the people of Makkah were men whose protection could shield a vulnerable traveler from a manger. For some of the returning believers, this protection would become their only safe path into the city. Their journey had brought them back to the land they loved, but now it would lead into Makkah. For others, the road would lead back to Abyssinia. Those who could not safely enter Makkah alone could offer them jiwar. In a society where such protection could mean the difference between safety and persecution. Once protection was publicly declared, the protected person could enter under the authority of his protector. For some of the returning believers, this was the safest way to enter Makkah. Under the protection of their allies, some of the believers were finally able to enter Makkah. But the city they returned to was not the same place they had hoped to find. But the returning believers soon discovered that the hostility of Quraysh had not disappeared. The protection of some gave them a measure of safety, but the wider persecution remained. Not everyone had a protector powerful enough to guarantee safe entry into Makkah. Some therefore remained hidden, while others prepared for the dangerous journey back to Abyssinia. For some of the believers, the safest choice was to leave Makkah once again. They turned their faces toward Abyssinia, carrying with them the lesson that faith sometimes requires leaving one's homeland for the sake of Allah. The believers had returned hoping to find peace, but the persecution of Quraysh had not ended. Some remained under protection in Makkah. Others chose the difficult road back to Abyssinia. The journey back to Makkah had revealed that the road of faith was not always easy. But the believers continued to place their trust in Allah. The journey continues, and the believers' next migration will demand even greater courage. Join us in the next episode of The Golden Legacy.